Today we bring you the internet's guitar, or at least the internet's guitarist's guitar. Fender releases the Steve Lacy Stratocaster. We're going to tell you all about its details, so stick around. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name's Chris McKee.
And I'm Cooper Greenberg.
We're here with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, turn on notifications, and hit that like button. If you want to support the channel, visit our spring store link below for custom swag and check out our podcast, the Fretboard Confessional, wherever you get your podcasts. So, new signature model from Fender that loves their signature models.
They love a good signature.
So this is the new Steve Lacy.
Steve Lacy, people pleaser.
People pleaser.
Yeah.
And a chaotic one at that.
Truly.
So this is a great guitar because it allows you to have your chaos and take your fuzz with you as well. Very cool from a very cool guitar player. A lot of interesting features that they've done on this that really kind of set it apart. It's built up on the Player Plus platform.
Yeah.
And then has specific things that Steve's chosen for this guitar. So take us through the specs.
Yeah, so aesthetically, just to start out, this is Chaos Burst. It kind of reminds me of that like Target Burst, the 64, Strat that we had. So the 3-color Sunburst, obviously it's like your orange, red, black, but this is definitely more of a pinky.
Yes.
Which you can see.
In the brain.
Yeah, that's... Boom.
There you go.
Yeah. So this is definitely kind of a pinker sunburst.
That is such a 90s look. Like,
yeah.
I love the aesthetic. I'm pretty sure I had like a notebook cover that pretty much had that color combination.
Oh, it's jarring. But yeah, so it's the Chaos Burst, like a Player Plus. It's got the noiseless pickups in it. Regular switching elsewhere. It does not have the push-pull that you would, or push-push that you'd find on the Player Plus, because that does something different, but we'll get to that in a second. It's got some dice on there.
Roll the dice? Got it.
You got to roll the dice.
What'd it come up as?
Yeah.
What'd you roll?
I got a 12.
12, all right.
What is like a craps player call that?
I don't know. Someone want to educate us in the comments?
Yeah, let us know. So basically, you're rolling a 12 at all times on this thing. At all times. And if you want to take this past 11 to 12, it does have the Chaos Circuit.
So the S switch has gone from secret to scrumptious to chaotic in this particular case.
Absolutely.
So what does the S1 switch in the second tone do on this guitar?
So when you flip that switch on, it's got an onboard fuzz circuit, which a lot of very cool builders have been doing onboard effects for a while. Carlos Lopez, for one, who was at Fender, now has his own company, Costa Dosa. Check them out. If you want a handmade guitar with a fuzz circuit, they'll be the people for you. But if you want something that's a Stratocaster that is, by all means, a normal Strat that's got a little fuzz, you switch that on, and then this becomes your volume, and this becomes your tone for the fuzz.
That's cool.
And it's not just one, pickup that it does it on. You can get the individual voices of your 1 through 5 and all the in-betweens with the fuzz, and it is pretty hardcore. It's very cool sound. Definitely bumps up the volume a little bit. That's why you got a knob for your volume, but it's not something that's so crazy that it would seem out of place. Like if you're kicking on for a solo, you don't have any pedals with you, you throw that on, it's just enough boost to kind of stick out. And then, it's super cool. It's quite a feature.
I really like fuzz. I mean, it's cool in a lead sense, but I also like just the textural stuff you can do with it.
Yeah.
I think most people always play fuzz like at max, and I really like dialing fuzz back and kind of having it
if
feather
you're
things.
Down in that bridge position with the fuzz on and then pulling the tone back a little bit too, it's like just enough of that muffled kind of
creaminess.
Yeah. It's very cool. So yeah, I mean, different from the Player Plus, these aren't locking tuners, it's vintage style tuners. You got the Steve Lacy signature on there and the little doodle guy on your neck plate.
He looks very surprised to be
He's extremely surprised.
Pearl dots.
Yeah, pearl dots, and on the top of the fingerboard, fret, whatever, on your neck, your dots are also pearl. It's a good looking guitar, definitely can be disguised as like just your normal, Player Plus Stratocaster,
with
but
different
burst.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a cool guitar. I think that when I first heard Steve Lacy, I was a little late to the game. I heard him on the Vampire Weekend record on Father of the Bride, Sunflower, and Flower Moon. Both had Steve Lacy on them. And I loved his playing. It's this really interesting combination of many different genres.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he blew up like last year with Bad Habit all over the internet. But he's a fantastic player. He's, good producer and singer and makes poppy tracks, but his playing is really where he stands out. So I think it's a well-deserved signature edition.
Oh, he's really reached the pinnacle, right? Like he has a signature model guitar from Fender, so there you go.
Yeah.
You're gonna put it through its paces. We're gonna hear the clean tones and fuzz.
Yep.
And you can check it out from all the Stratty goodness to all the chaos that it brings. Let's take a listen. So there you have it. The Chaos Burst is now in my hands. Different setup on this too. It's got a deep C, which feels different. It's very chunky and gloss finish on the neck. It's a good feel. Great setup on this guitar. I like the pearl dots. They're kind of luminescent a little bit without being like the luminol type inlay that a lot of companies are doing nowadays. And of course, you've got your noiseless pickups to boot. So it's a very, very versatile guitar. Not even to mention that fuzz that you have on board.
Yeah.
And it comes with a hard shell case.
Yeah.
So what's the price on this puppy, Cooper?
I think I know what it is, but I'm sure you also know.
I think it's $13.99.
I was gonna say $16.99, so I'll go
Maybe
with
it's
yours.
$16. We'll go with the higher price.
It's less than $2,000.
So,
I think you're right. It's not $16.99. We'll double check.
Yeah, I think it was
It'll be in the-
$13.99 because it's basically the Player Plus with some additional stuff on it.
Yeah.
Sliding in below the price of like a Pro Tooth.
Yeah.
But very, very cool guitar. And of course made in Mexico because it's part of that Player Plus kind of platform.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really good value. There's a lot of, we've kind of talked about this, there's a lot of guitars that are coming in that are built overseas that are hitting $2,000. And so, the fact that Fender's still making something in North America, bringing it in with this quality at this price point, given the increasing prices that guitars are bringing in, Cool. And I like that it's a hard shell case and not a gig bag.
Hard shell case for sure. And then the onboard effects, like I mentioned, smaller builders are doing that. Fender Custom Shop's done it. And it's always on guitars that are 4,000, 5,000, and up from there. I mean, there's $7,000 guitars with delays and fuzz built in. And, you know, I think that that's really cool. I think obviously that is a added labor cost and a lot of, you know, extra steps. So having that on something that it is, you know, in a more affordable range, I think that probably Fender and other brands will take note and see maybe we want a delay in there. I mean, I saw a Fender Custom Shop that Carlos Lopez built that had like Jazzmaster type rollers on there that changed the delay time so you could get all oscillating and go back. So I think that probably is something that hopefully we'll see more of because it just kind of adds something interesting. So yeah, it's cool.
If you want to roll the dice and check out this guitar for yourself, you can do so on our website, which is
alamomusic.com.
And you can chat with someone about all the specs. They can even play for you. Sometimes it's Cooper himself laying down some licks and some video that we'll send you so that you can hear for yourself how good a guitar is or maybe isn't for your particular needs. That's what we're here for, is to help you find the guitar to meet your needs. So hopefully you joined the channel for that reason. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, like our videos by hitting the thumbs up. And on this guitar, let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you dig the Steve Lacy? I will say this, I like the signature models that are more than just the aesthetic. Like I loved the EOB that they came out with. I liked the Lincoln Brewster one that had the tone circuit boost in it. You know, the Eric Clapton's much like that. That's the kind of stuff that I dig.
EJ.
Yeah.
It's always nice to have something that obviously you got dice on here, but for the most part, this is not overtly like some crazy finish or paint job or whatever, Rocky Strat.
Guy.
But yeah, it's nice to have something that you're buying a signature because the player's cool, but also that's a model that adds something that no other guitar has.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think about it in the comments below. Keep coming back, and we'll see you next time.